as the seasons change on the farm, so do my roles as a farmer. We are always having to change our rhythm and our way of life with the seasons because there's so many different things on the farm that vary from each season to season, and you just kind of have to adjust as you go. And we are coming out of the busyness of the summer season, and we're starting to settle into the slower months of fall and soon winter. And this is always a welcome change for me because spring and summer on the farm are just full of busyness and so many chores to do every day that you're just always feeling behind. So I am so looking forward to just slowing down and enjoying these cooler mornings and these cooler days of fall. We just finished with our fall calving season, so all the babies are really born late August into September. And so all of our babies that were due to come have been born, and we've got a few bottle calves. So that is part of my chores every morning, is to get out and feed these bottle babies. And they are really doing well. They're just thriving. And this is honestly a chore I don't mind because I just think they're the cutest little things. So today I'm going to go beyond just sharing what I'm doing on the farm, but I'm also going to share a little bit about one of the newest seasons of my life and new within the last 3 years, and that's becoming a wife and a mother, and how that just kind of fits in with day-to-day life as a farmer and running my own small business. And that's something I am always learning and always juggling and changing as needed. And this fall season, I have a few goals that I really want to try to achieve on the homemaking front that in the summertime, I really just didn't feel I had the time. But now that things are slowing down on the farm, I really want to take the time to learn new skills in the kitchen, new ways of preserving our garden harvest, new ways of cooking, and providing nutrient-dense meals for my family. So today I finally took the time to put together an Azure standard order and go pick it up from my local drop point where I live. And that is something I have been wanting to do and be better about, is stocking up on wholesome, farm fresh ingredients so that I can avoid just running to the grocery store and buying things that I don't necessarily need, and just focus on having some good wholesome ingredients that I can make really good meals with this fall and winter. So this morning, that was a part of my to-do list, was to go pick up my Azure standard goods. It feels really good to be stocking up on some of these ingredients that I know I'm going to use a lot, and I was able to source them more healthy. I've got some raw organic cheeses and some cottage cheese. I was able to purchase a big thing of organic olive oil. I got some of my wheat berries that I use a lot for bread making, and different flour and rices, things like that I know will come in handy with all of my fall and winter cooking. So this was something I've been really wanting to take the time to do for a while, and I have kind of felt guilty about not taking the time to do it, but I've learned to just not get overwhelmed in the kitchen and trying to make every meal perfectly, but just doing little steps at a time and learning new skills can really help achieve those goals without it feeling so overwhelming. As a homemaker, I do feel it is really important to know what is coming into my home and what ingredients are in everyday things that I'm using. So something that I started making in the last year was our own laundry detergent. And not only can I make it with basic ingredients, but I can also save a lot of money by making a huge bucket of it at a time. And on the farm, we go through a lot of laundry detergent because pretty much every day our clothes get dirty from working outside. So this is just one more homemaking task that I can check off my to-do list on this slower day. Something else that I have been working on lately is cleaning out our freezer and using up all those cuts that we always get to the last of after a full year of having our freezer stocked with beef and pork. There's always that last bit before we're about ready to restock when I just have so many random cuts that I never took the time to use up. So I have like an arm roast right now that I need to put in the crock pot. We have a few hams that we still need to eat, and just different things that aren't that easy, like a steak or ground beef that you can just pull out and make a meal with quick. So I'm wanting to just spend a little time in the kitchen today to use some of these good root vegetables from the garden and slow cook an arm roast for dinner tonight. We sell all the meat that we raise on our farm direct to consumers, and most of our customers are just local people in our community that buy quarter and half beefs from us or half or whole hogs. And that is always like a question that I get, is how to make sure to work through all the different cuts that you get, because it's so different than just going to the grocery store and being able to just pick out a few things from week to week, because you actually have a little bit of everything in the freezer and you have to learn how to cook it. So I always just tell people the best thing to do is just get a little bit out each week and have it thawed and ready in the refrigerator, and then you will find a way to use it. And I always like say to challenge yourself with one weird cut that you're just not sure what to do with. Get it thawed, and then as you find time throughout the week, maybe look up a different recipe, and if you get a minute, try to cook it and just see how good it can be. And most of the time, it is a lot easier than you think it's going to be. It is that golden time of year on the farm when the mornings and the evenings are just so pleasant because the weather is just so nice. We're still getting pretty many hot days, so the garden is still going strong, but I know the first frost is approaching, so it's going to fade away and it's not going to be long and it's all going to be dead and ugly for the fall and winter. So I'm just trying to get out here as much as I can and get the last bit of blooms that I have and the last bit of summer vegetables that are still coming in strong. I am hoping to be able to dry some of my blooms to have for decor around the house this fall and winter. And I'm also still preserving some of these summer vegetables that are just taking off. With the warm week that we had, our okra is really starting to take off, and so I'm trying to get as much of it as possible, and my plan is to just chop it up and freeze it for the winter months, even though in the wintertime I crave those root vegetables that we grew in the fall. After a long winter, some of that summer freshness frozen in the freezer, just getting it out is always nice to just taste it again. During those days of February and March when the winter just has been so long, I know I'll be longing for spring again. But for now, I'm just really enjoying this transition on the farm from summer into fall.